I love getting paid to do stupid things. So for those of you guys who are wondering, no, the excavator does not have parts in yet. Dad's super happy about it. I think they told us 2 weeks when we first sent in the cylinder, and it's probably been over a month now, but I do think they're getting to it.
He told me they were swamped.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is.
And then the eye of the cylinder rod was damaged more than
we thought.
I thought I could just pound new bushings in. He said no, so they're rebuilding that. So
okay, so it is a little
for the extra time.
Yeah. So like we're not like excited about it, but like we're not blaming them also, because like we couldn't do it.
The biggest problem is I thought we could move it without that cylinder, and when we started it, it pumped oil all over, which I don't.
Yeah, I don't. Is this thing still blown up like a balloon? No, not quite as bad, but yeah, we started it up and it just sprayed oil everywhere. So, what do you? Oh, you putting the meter on there?
What's that?
You gonna try to put the meter on there?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy I'm gonna need to buy a swivel so we can get it in the.
No.
I want to make sure this is the right size before.
With the families splitting up, my grandpa's kind of the fuel hauler, so we're putting a meter on the fuel tank, so my grandpa can so my grandpa continued to use one fuel wagon. Yes. So that way we can try and remember or figure out how much fuel each family is using.
Our fuel is kind of commingled for another year.
Also, you guys probably noticed the cool intro that I had in the video. We were actually working with Whiffles this year. I see Dad is sporting his Whiffles gear right now. I'm sporting mine underneath here.
The fact that your brother gave them to us free helps.
Yeah. So Whiffles is a company that I have been trying to work with here for a couple of years, and we're finally working together. They sponsored the channel. We've been using Whiffles products for close to 10 years now, maybe?
Probably, something like that.
And we like the product so much that my brother became a salesman a few years back. So my brother's a Whiffles seed dealer. We are faithful users of Whiffles seed corn. We plant a lot of it. Last year we had a trial that had like 34 different varieties of corn over different brands, and Whiffles had what, the top 5?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. When we first started planting Whiffles, they'd always have like really good field averages, and then the plots would be worse. So one time it was the worst corn in the plot, or close to the worst, but it was all Whiffles on each side, and the field average was higher than
the plot average.
But now it's doing really good in the plots
yeah,
too, so
it's been good. It's been an amazing corn for us for the past 4, 5, 6 years.
Like I always tell your brother, it's never in my lifetime has a hybrid company come out of nowhere and been
done
competitive.
Yeah, because I mean 20 years ago there's 0 Whiffles planted around here, and now it's a pretty substantial.
And you know they're doing pretty well because all of a sudden the big companies have got they're going after.
Yeah, they got target.
If they know they're going against Whiffles, they can get some. You can get some pretty good seed deals if you're
if you use Whiffles.
One of the big companies with that you're going to plant.
Yeah.
Whiffles,
So we're working with Whiffles this year. Super excited to do that because they're an awesome company. They have some of the coolest advertisement. They're American based. They are independent, sweet company. Glad to be working with them. So if you're interested in Whiffles, go check out the link in the description. It'll probably be in the description for most of my videos for the rest of 2023. But this thing has not been started in probably a month, and it's kind of cold out, so we'll see how it does. Alright, so first things first. This 8410T is going to be used a lot more here in 2023, this coming year. It will actually be like a main tractor, because not only will this be on the 60-foot organic row crop cultivator, but it will also be used for something else, which is a surprise, which is not here yet, which will be coming very soon. So it's going to be used basically the entire year. And while it's still a very, very nice tractor for being 24 years old, like, the cab is still incredibly comfortable in these things. One big complaint that I have is this. I am a music lover. If I'm not listening to music while working or driving or something, it's not as fun for me. I just love listening to music, and my dad really, really loves listening to like audiobooks and podcasts and documentaries and stuff while he's working. So I got this radio, which is supposed to be plug and play, and it's supposed to have Bluetooth. But if you look at how big this box is, it's extremely small, and, well, my seat just made noise. It's also very light, so we'll see if it's worth the effort or not. It was also very cheap. Okay. 4 screws in this bad boy. Yeah, so look at this, the stock radio, versus this. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be pretty cheap, but let's see if it actually plugs in here. Enter pin. What's the pin? Okay. Bluetooth. Bluetooth passcode is 1234. If 1234 does not work, use 0000. Why even have a passcode? I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna steal the Bluetooth on my tractor. Well, we got music out of 2 of the 4 speakers. We're halfway there. Yeah, we're gonna return this. If I need to listen to music, we're gonna do it through all 4 speakers. And like, here's the thing. I know that I can go to Shoop or my local John Deere dealership and buy a radio that has Bluetooth that'll fit this thing, but they're like $300. That's almost more than I paid for the Apple CarPlay one in my truck. Also, if you guys have an older tractor like this and you have a John Deere MTG and you don't really know where to put it, I started making these brackets to put it on the corner post, and then I also have some to put it in a early R-Series tractor in the cubby behind the passenger seat. And then I also have these wire harness organizers that go on a T-post like this, and I also have these old shark fin antenna adapters, all available on my website. I'll leave a link for that down in the description. All right, while the search continues for another radio, the next thing on the list is lights. Lights in this thing, while they're not terrible for how old of a tractor it is, they're not exactly great either. I'm really worried about the back, because the thing that we have is very large, or the thing that we're getting is very large, and I want to be able to see all the way to the end of it. And you know, I don't know, this would probably work, but like, it's still very, very dark back here. We're gonna fix that. Whew. Okay, you guys are about to hate me for this. So we are gonna replace either 4 or 6 lights on this tractor. I have not decided yet. On the front, it's pretty simple. We have 1 light bulb out on top. We went to John Deere to get a replacement, just standard whatever came on this tractor, and it was 37 bucks. Went to LarsonLights.com and ordered the LED version for $35. So we are replacing 2 of the 4 on the top with the LEDs. Now, on the back, we need some extra light, like I said, in order to see this large thing that's going to be behind us. So rather than buying Larson lights, I went Amazon cheapo and bought 6 lights, which 2 of which I want to use from Brothers Highboy. So 4 of these lights, and it was like 50 or 60 bucks for all 6 of them, I think. It wasn't much. So we're gonna try and make these work on here. Now, a lot of you farmers, I hear it. Why didn't you just go Larson's all the way around? The reason is that while this is gonna be a very widely used tractor this year, it's not gonna be used at night a lot, just some. Mostly because we don't do much row crop cultivating at night because it doesn't really kill the weeds that well. It needs to be like in the heat of the day in order to really kill the weeds. And the second reason is the fact that now that we're splitting up and we're kind of a little shorter on tractors, and that now this is going to be one of our main tractors, we'll probably be upgrading it here in the next couple of years. And I know that it pains me and it pains a lot of you guys to say that, but it's just, you know, it's an old tractor to rely on for a lot of things. So, will we ever sell it? Maybe not, but it will eventually be replaced with something. And I don't want to go and spend $800 on lights for a tractor that, one, we don't use at night very often, and two, we'll probably get rid of or not use very much in the next 2 or 3 years. So, I have all the adapters to just plug and play these lights directly into the harness as already on the tractor. So a little bit of connecting will need to be done, but that won't be too bad. I'm just trying to figure out what the best way is to do this, because my original plan was I was going to take the fender lights off and put 2 lights per fender on and then just leave the top ones up there. But now I'm starting to really think about it. I have 2 spotlights and 2 floodlights. What if I just put the floodlights up top, and so 2 floodlights up there and 1 spotlight there, 1 spotlight there, or vice versa? I really don't think it matters that much. Probably the floodlights up top. All right, so I'm kind of struggling with this a little bit. So you can see I kind of put one up on the roof up there. There's a little bolt in the roof, and I actually do have a splitter adapter if I want to run both lights at the same time, which would be a good idea, except for the fact that I don't want to blow a fuse or pull too much current, especially if those old lights still attached. So I don't know. How many watt lights are those? I think they're 15 watt lights, which is not much. Give me 1 second here. 18 watt lights. So not many amps though, that's good. So, cause see, it'd be 12 volt, it'd be like 1.5 amps. So, I think I did that correct. I don't know if I should do that or not, because like down here, this will be easy. I'm just gonna take this one off, put the new one on, call it a day. But the mounting brackets up there will not really allow me to put it where those 2 lights are very well. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a time lapse on, and whatever I come up with, you'll see eventually, and then I'll show you the results at the end. How about that?
When you first said it was over, yeah, it all went black. Didn't get any closure, like a heart attack. But then you came back with flowers, explaining for hours how you intend on winning me back. How could I have known you were still half detached? And I hoped things would change, but I know where you were last night. Yeah, I know what you did last night. I can smell her all over your t-shirt. Pull the knife straight out of my back. Next time, do a better job to cover up your tracks. I can smell her all over your t-shirt. I bet you didn't think I'd be strong enough to leave you. I'm all for second chances, but I'm not that dumb. You love to take advantage, and it always stung. But I'm not afraid to say that I'm pulling away, 'cause I'm done biting my tongue. You wanna try and have it all, then brace for the fall. I hoped things would change, but I know where you were last night. Yeah, I know what you did last night. I can smell her all over your t-shirt. last night. I can smell her over t-shirt.
Why can't it be easy? The LED still doesn't work. Is there a fuse? It's only that light though. That wouldn't make, I don't think there'd be a fuse for just one light. There must be something back further in there. Well, I simply flipped the two connectors for the lights and they all started working. Okay. Also, I was planning on keeping that good light as a spare, but I may have dropped it. And it's now 1,000 pieces on the floor. But the other light, which I expected was not to be, or suspected not to be good, might actually be good because it was just a connector issue in some way, shape, or form. So I'll keep this one now. Well, there we go. Little unorthodox in how I chose to do it, but it's very hard to tell if it's better or worse in here because we're in an enclosed shed where stuff is 15, 20 foot away. But let me turn the lights back on for a second. I really struggled on figuring out how to run these lights, or how to mount them, I should say, not run them. So I was going to mount it there, but the wiring underneath the fender was a little more complicated than I would have liked, and I didn't have a deep pinning tool, which I needed to remove this light from the fender without drilling through the fender. So I decided not to do it there, and I ended up mounting them both right here. So this top one is a spotlight, and this bottom one's more of a floodlight. So I got the spotlight kind of facing down and out that direction, and obviously the other direction too. And I have the floodlight facing straight back to light up whatever is behind you. What I like about this is all I had to do was drill a hole in the factory bracket. So if I want to put this light back on, all you gotta do is remove these two lights, throw it back on, disconnect this connector, plug the connector back in, and bam, you're at stock. So if for some reason this doesn't work very good, or we end up selling it or something down the road, like, I think that will be a very nice thing, just to quickly take this apart and put the stock back on. Well, there we go, guys. It is 10:30 at night. I have to clean up my mess, go home, eat supper, edit this video so that way you guys can watch it tomorrow or today for you guys and go to bed. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like or subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.